This video is presented by newwoodworker.com. I know it looks like I'm just setting the fence on my table saw, but in the process, I'm making a very common mistake. Because I'm standing to the side, I'm looking at the cursor at an angle. I've put the camera in roughly the same position I was in that opening shot. And now I'm going to line the fence cursor with the 1-inch mark on the scale. And right about there looks pretty good. If you notice, there's a second cursor line in this picture. This cursor has a magnifier lens that has a rounded portion. There's a thin cursor line on both sides of this lens, so when we're looking at it from the side, we actually see two lines, and this should be a warning to you. If you can see two lines, it doesn't matter which one to use because they're both wrong at this angle. And now with the camera directly above the scale, we can see where the line actually is. And this is what Parallax does. The problem here is that the cursor lines are above the scale. To get those cursor lines exactly between our eyes and that 1-inch mark on the scale, they have to actually be away from the 1-inch mark. What I should do is position myself directly over the number on the scale that I want to set the fence to. This way, it's easy to get the cursor on the fence directly over the 1-inch mark where I wanted it to be in the first place. Parallax can cause the same type of error on things like dovetail jigs. And this is the amount of error I dialed in by looking at the scale at an angle. To help prevent this kind of error, Lee Jigs even includes an illustrated warning about Parallax in their user guides. The folks at Woodpeckers machine a bevel into the edge on their rulers. That brings the markings right down to the surface of the wood, and that makes it a lot harder to get a parallax error. But you still can make somewhat of an error, so you're better off looking at the rule as straight on as you can. And in case you're wondering, the t-shirt isn't directed at any of you. Okay, maybe just the guy that still thinks parallax is one eye getting tired.